All right, we are here up in Harlem at the 125th Street branch of the New York Public Library. And I just had the pleasure of being on a panel with three other amazing young adult authors. We're going to start with Kekla Magoon, who is the author of The Rock and the River, which won the Coretta Scott King John Steptoe Award for New Talent. And Kekla, can you tell us a little bit of a description of what your book's about?
The Rock and the River is set in 1968 Chicago. It's about a boy who's 13 years old, and his father is a well-known civil rights activist in the community. And then his brother, Stick, who's 17, joins the Black Panther Party. So Sam, the main character, finds himself caught between these two seemingly opposite sides of the civil rights movement, the nonviolent civil rights movement following Dr. King, and the self-defense, militant, community organizing group that was the Black Panther Party.
Okay, excellent. And this is my question for you. The civil rights movement has been covered in many books for young adults. Your novel addresses the moment when many young people reject nonviolence in favor of the Black Panthers' message of self-defense. With gun violence devastating many urban communities today, why did you decide to revisit that particular moment in time?
I've always been really fascinated with history, particularly the civil rights movement history, because I learned so much about it as a kid, or I thought I learned so much about it as a kid, because, we studied Dr. King and his speeches, and we studied Rosa Parks and segregation and the Montgomery bus boycott, and all that was done within the nonviolent civil rights movement to create change and end segregation and promote equality. And then as an adult, I was surprised to learn about the Black Panther Party, which had a very proactive community organizing approach that I had no idea about. The image I always had of the Black Panther Party was black men with guns and big and scary and violent, in the ghetto, running rampant, trying to create problems. And that is not at all the Black Panther Party that I've come to know in doing this research. And my initial inspiration for writing the book was to try to tap into what it might have felt like to be a teenager living in 1968 when you had to make a decision, whether you wanted to or not. You had to decide, are you going to take action or not, first of all, but then you're going to decide, am I going to take action with the nonviolent civil rights movement as it's been for the last 12 years, or am I going to join with the Black Panther Party and take a different tack? Am I going to let this anger manifest in a different way? And I think that a lot of the issues that the Black Panther Party was founded to respond to, police brutality and poverty and lack of health care, lack of equality, all of those issues are still present in the Black community. So for me, writing about a historical time period is, in a sense, writing about our current situation, and I think it illuminates some of the struggles that young people today have to make, some of the same struggles that young people today have to deal with, trying to decide whether they're going to embrace violence in some way, whether they're going to embrace community organizing in some way, whether they're going to be productive members of society, whether they're going to be activists. All of those choices kids are still making today, but they're in some senses taught that those decisions are done, that you don't have to choose, because segregation is over, the civil rights movement was victorious, and now we're all living happily ever after, which isn't really the case. And so for young people today who are facing those decisions, I think writing about history and talking about the incomplete nature of the civil rights movement is a way to validate their current struggle. So for me, it reflects both what was happening then and what is happening now.